Chose St. Francis because they made a promise that I would have real world experience that I could take when I graduated, and they delivered on that promise. For me, the classroom only gets you so far, so they're setting me up with an internship. I had a mentor that they set me up with that was a CEO of a DuPont hospital in Fort Wayne. They offer degrees in accounting, business administration, risk management and insurance, marketing, and finance. They just did a great job of the full circle of not only the education but also the experience.
Brooks steals it, tips it away to himself. He'll go to the hoop and slam it down.
They attack, they get a great shot.
Here he comes. And Lucas Craw.
Shot hits the post. And the center feed to Luke Gibson. Shot scores.
The rush comes. Oh, almost picked off by Ethan Hoover.
And the takedown.
Everything that I do can have an impact on somebody else.
You can dream any dream and you can chase any dream, and you can have a chance to succeed at that dream.
We're here just a speck of time.
Given the opportunities to be selfless,
that's what God does with us.
Not forgetting how you got here and who helped you along the way.
What are you doing for others?
Those to whom much has been given, much is expected.
Welcome in, everyone, to the World Baseball Academy here at the Ash Center. This is Diamond number 1, back to our home field here for today's doubleheader against Indiana Wesleyan. Back to conference play here for St. Francis. Wesleyan comes in with a 7-18 overall record. They're 1-2 in conference play. St. Francis 8-14 overall, 2-2 in the Crossroads League. On the bump here for St. Francis, it's number 11, Anthony Miller. Anthony entering today with a 9.72 ERA. In 8.1 innings pitched, he's given up 14 runs, 9 of those earned, 11 hits, 15 walks, 11 strikeouts, giving up 2 doubles, 1 home run on the season. Opposing batters are batting .314 against Anthony Miller. Local product out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, Northrop High School. Out in the field for your Cougars, it's Matt Ballmer, the senior, behind the dish. Harold Wolf at first, Tony Bovet second, Brady Harris at shortstop, Tanner Gaff at third. Out and left is Jack Harris, Noah Frymuth out in center, and Mikhail McCowan, the leadoff hitter, out in right field. Head coach for the University of St. Francis is Dustin Butcher in his first season with the Cougs. He's really starting to solidify his lineup out in the field, as you're seeing it right here in this game number 1. Leading it off for Indiana Wesleyan will be Lucas Gooden, Ethan English, and Brady West. In this game here, Caleb Eater for Indiana Wesleyan ranks number 10 in the country with 12 doubles, and Brady West ranks number 31 in the country with 6 home runs. Indiana Wesleyan as a team has hit 22 home runs on the year. It ranks them number 26 in the country, averaging just under a home run per game at .88. So here it is, Gooden, the lefty, to start it off. Start today in left field. Gooden is a freshman, 6'2", 190 pounds, from Liston, Indiana, Tri-West High School. First pitch is in there for a strike for Anthony Miller. Miller, who redshirted last year, was a medical redshirt. Starting to get worked into form here. Up in this count 0-2. Umpire just making sure we get everything inside the dugout here. Come on, Miller, let's go, babe. slick helmets there for Indiana Wesleyan, reminiscent of the old Baltimore Orioles helmets. Swing and a miss. Anthony Miller, 1, 2, 3 for the first out of the game. Miller looking solid here in this game number 1 of the doubleheader.
Come on, Miller, let's go, babe.
That'll bring to the plate third baseman Ethan English. English entering today with a .250 batting average, 8 hits, 8 runs scored, and 32 ABs. So he'll be down in this count, 0-1. He's got 1 home run, 7 RBI, 4 walks, 9 strikeouts for English on the season. That is the 5th straight strike for Anthony Miller. Very efficient here on the bump. And gets him looking. 2nd straight strikeout of the game for Anthony Miller in 6 pitches. Outstanding.
Let's go, baby.
That'll bring to the plate number 27, Brady West. West with the 2nd best batting average on the team at .299. Just 1 player batting over .300. He's got 23 hits, 10 runs scored, and 77 ABs, 8 doubles on the year. Once again, his 6 home runs ranks him number 31 in the country. He's got 16 RBI, 18 walks. This ball hit into right field. That's going to fall right in front of McCowan. A 2-out single there for Brady West. West is 4 for 4 in stolen base attempts on the season. So West, your catcher, will have a courtesy runner, and it is number 23 for Wesleyan,
Come on, Anthony.
Tanner Killian. Killian does not have a stolen base attempt on the season. Brings up the number 4 batter, Caleb Elder, the first baseman. That first pitch hit right at Jack Harris out in left field. So the Cougars get out of the top of the first here. 2 strikeouts for Anthony Miller. We'll be right back. It's more Cougar baseball from the Ash Center.
I chose St. Francis because they made a promise that I would have real-world experience that I could take when I graduated, and they delivered on that promise. For me, the classroom only gets you so far, so they're setting you up with an internship. I had a mentor that they set me up with that was a CEO of a DuPont hospital in Fort Wayne. They offer degrees in accounting, business administration, risk management and insurance, marketing, and finance. You know, they just did a great job of the full circle of not only the education but also the experience.
Welcome back here in the bottom of the first. Be 1 hit for Indiana Wesleyan in the top half of the inning. Elder with the fly out. Oh, thank you, Bill. With the fly out to left field, Jack Harris. Leading it off will be Mikhail McCowan. Once again, it's John Young on the bump. A team best 2.48 ERA, has 1 complete game under his belt. In 32.2 innings pitched, he ranks number 22 in the country, averaging 6.5 innings pitched per game. He's given up 11 runs, 9 of those earned, 30 hits, 10 walks, 24 strikeouts. And opposing hitters are batting .242 against John Young.
Pitchers, you guys want to hang in the bull? Don't hang in the bull. Give me good energy.
So joining us right now is head coach Dustin Butcher, and what a start to this game. Anthony Miller really looking good on the bump, Coach.
Yeah, he looks pretty dialed in. A lot of strikes, and we knew that was a process coming back from Tommy John, and it's back, and he looks really good. today in his last outing, he filled the zone really well.
You know, Coach, it seems like here towards the middle of the season, early in Crossroads League play, you're really starting to figure out your lineup here. Mikhail McCowan leading off, and our second batter here is going to be Tyler Prince, who's just been fantastic at the plate.
You know what? When you're making out a lineup card, it's a process. It is. And I think just, working with KG and working with kind of how we want to attack the game, I think we have a pretty good idea how we want to go about it. And we like Mick at the top. He's not afraid to wear one, as he just did. He might lead the conference in hit by pitch between him and Bova. So, yeah, I mean, I think we got a nice little groove going on.
You know, Coach, right now at the plate is Tyler Prince. He's been absolutely fantastic. He has a team-high 511 on-base percentage. He gives you such quality at-bats here in his sophomore year.
It's incredible, his eye. He knows himself better than most hitters, especially young hitters. I've never seen a young hitter so patient and understanding himself as he does.
And batting in the 4-hole today will be Noah Frymuth. Started off the season a little bit slow, but he has been on a tear lately as Tyler Prince draws the walk.
We had a conversation, him and I did, and I talked to him about the law of averages. And he was just, you could tell he was scuffling a little bit. But I told him the law of averages tells me you're a 300 hitter, which means you're going to get hot, and we're going to ride it, and we're going to, we're going to go with you, and we're not going to take you out of the lineup or anything like that. So we've kind of moved him up, down, just to see some different pitches, and he's really settled in.
Now Indiana Wesleyan comes in with a 7-18 overall record, but they might be a little bit better than that.
Oh yeah, they got some arms that are going to compete in first pitch. And you look at their schedule. One of our guys asked us about that. Their schedule's tough, and they have played some bangers out there, and they're not afraid to play anybody. So yeah, they're good. I mean, they are good.
Well, Coach, I'll let you get back to coaching, but thanks again for joining us. Good luck today.
I appreciate all you do for us, Jeff.
Absolutely. That's head coach Dustin Butcher in his first season. This is Harold Wolf now at the dish. Wolf was 1 for 3 with a walk and 2 Ks in the doubleheader against Siena Heights. He's up in this count 2-0. Harold on the season, a .286 batting average, 16 hits and 8 runs scored, and 56 ABs. He's got 10 RBI on the season and 3 doubles. Runners at first and second base. 2-1 now the count to Wolf. Wolf, the junior from Kendallville, Indiana. East Noble product. Outside. 3-1 your count. So number 16, John Young, a junior from Batavia, Illinois, from the Marmion Academy. So that'll be a second called strike. Full count now to Harold Wolf. Wolf will be swinging here at anything close.
Base hit, ball 4. Hey, stay within 4.
Mikhail McCowan on the season has 12 runs scored. Tyler Prince at 16. That's a team best. So the first out of the game there for Indiana Wesleyan. That'll bring to the plate Noah Frymuth. Frymuth was 3 for 6 with a run, an RBI, and a strikeout in the series against Siena Heights. You look at that and you say only 1 RBI. That's just because he's been hitting the cover off the ball lately. Was the Crossroads League Player of the Week. He is, I should say, the reigning Crossroads League Player of the Week. Frymuth entering today with a .289 batting average, 22 hits, 14 runs scored, and 76 at-bats with 7 doubles, 1 triple, and 1 home run. 18 RBI for Frymuth. 4 walks, 10 strikeouts on the season, ball low. 2-0's the count to Noah. Frymuth also a perfect 3 for 3 in stolen base attempts. Big Noah Frymuth. 5-tool player. I like to say he's the Mike Trout of the Crossroads League. Swing and a miss at the pitch upstairs.
Hey, within yourself, come on.
The high heat got him. 2-1's your count. John Young just been so efficient for Indiana Wesleyan this year. The one complete game under his belt, 24 strikeouts, only 10 walks. He's hit 3 batters on the season now. As that's going to get away from the catcher, a pass ball will advance Prince to second and Mikhail McCowan to third. Ducks on the pond here. That was right off the catcher's mitt. It's Brady West behind the dish. Brady's a junior catcher. 5'10", 205 pounds from Rockford, Illinois. Went to Rockford Lutheran High School. A lot of Illinois players on this roster. They play good ball up there in the western suburbs. Big swing and a miss, 2-2's your count. Spent 4 years in Naperville, Illinois, where I believe it was Neuqua Valley won a state championship. I think Naperville Central. Just some really good baseball in that area. That's going to be trouble. Shallow left field. That will drop. Mikhail McCowan comes home to score on the RBI single by Noah Frymuth. Cougs up 1-0. Fry just muscled that ball into left field. Placed it perfectly. That'll bring to the plate number 5, Jack Harris. Jack was 3 for 6 with a run and an RBI in the Siena Heights doubleheader. Entering today's game, Jack with a team best 362 batting average, 14 runs on 21 hits and 58 at-bats, 3 doubles, 1 triple, 11 RBI, 11 walks, 16 strikeouts for Jack Harris. With runners at first and second. 2 hop chop, and Prince is safe. So Jack reaches first on the E5. First error of the game goes to Indiana Wesleyan. We have bases loaded for Tanner Gaff. Last time I saw Gaff with bases loaded, he hit one over the left center field fence for a grand slam against Goshen. That was a 10-2 victory for the Cougs. Tanner was 0 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout in the Siena Heights series. First pitch misses outside, ball 1. Gaff entering today with a .250 batting average, 10 hits, 7 runs scored, and 40 ABs with 3 doubles, 1 home run, 10 RBI, 10 walks, 9 strikeouts for the starting third baseman, Tanner Gaff. Gaff goes 6'4", 230. Also a relief pitcher. Saw some time in that Siena Heights series on the bump. 1 for 1 your count with 1 out. Cougs 1 run on 1 hit. The RBI single by Noah Frymuth. Big cut. Swing and a miss by Gaff. Young has really worked himself into a jam here in the first inning. It's going to be hard for him to get through 6. We'll keep an eye out on his pitch count. Remember, he averages over 6 innings pitched per contest. Swing and a miss for out number 2. So John Young with his second strikeout of the game. That brings up Brady Harris. Starting shortstop, Harris been swinging a good bat. He was 2 for 6 with a run and a strikeout in the series against Siena Heights. Entering today with a .203 batting average, 15 hits, 13 runs scored, and 74 ABs with 4 doubles. He's got 5 RBI on the season. Checks that for a strike. 16 walks, 21 strikeouts, 4 for 5 in stolen base attempts. For Brady Harris, the junior. Muncie, Indiana, Cohen High School. Young from the stretch. That'll miss low and outside. We're evened up at 1 apiece. John Young, so far 24 pitches under his belt. It was just 8 pitches for Anthony Miller there in the top of the first. Big cut, swing and a miss. In that Siena Heights series, those 2 hits for Brady were ripped into left field. They were line drives. One of those was a double that advanced Jack Harris to third. Pitch upstairs, swing and a miss for out number 3. Still, Cougs put 1 on the board and lead it 1-0 against Indiana Wesleyan.
I chose St. Francis because they made a promise that I would have real-world experience that I could take when I graduated, and they delivered on that promise. For me, the classroom only gets you so far, so they're setting you up with an internship. I had a mentor that they set me up with that was a CEO of a DuPont hospital in Fort Wayne. They offer degrees in accounting, business administration, risk management and insurance, marketing, and finance. You know, they just did a great job of the full circle of not only the education but also the experience.
Brooks steals it, tips it away to himself. He'll go to the hoop and slam it down.
They attack, they get a great shot.
Here he comes. And Lucas Cross.
Shot hits the post. And the centering feed to Luke Knipster. Shot scores!
Rush comes. Oh, almost picked off by Ethan Hoover.
And the takedown.
Everything that I do can have an impact on somebody else.
You can dream any dream and you can chase any dream, and you can have a chance to succeed at that dream.
We're here just a speck of time.
Given the opportunities to be selfless.
That's what God does with us.
Not forgetting how you got here and who helped you along the way.
What are you doing for others?
Those to whom much has been given, much is expected.
Leading it off for the Wildcats, the number 5 hitter, Stephen Busby, the right fielder, number 15. He's a senior, 5'11", 185 pounds, from Batavia, Illinois. Elgin Community College is where he transferred in from. Pitch will miss inside for ball 1. Out there in Batavia, it's the Batavia Bulldogs, the high school there in Illinois. Pitch misses upstairs, 2-0 is your count. Remember, Miller just 8 pitches, 2 strikeouts. Gave up the 1 hit. That was in 4 batters faced. 0-2. Busby's going to pop it up. Gaff on it, makes the catch for out number 1.
Way to go, Gaff.
That'll bring up number 18, Ty Thixton. Thixton with the 3rd best batting average on the team at 289. 26 hits, 12 runs scored, 98 Bs. 3 home runs, 17 RBI on the season, 5 doubles, 6 walks, 15 strikeouts, and he's 3 for 5 in stolen base attempts. One 0 is your count. Anthony Miller looking for 2 up, 2 down here as the count evens up at 1 apiece.
Come on, 1-1. There we go. Come on, Anthony.
Busby the righty. And that hits him barely. Second runner of the game for Indiana Wesleyan on the hit by a pitch by Anthony Miller. For Anthony, that's the first batter he's hit on the season. That'll bring to the plate Jordan Wharton. Jordan's going to check that first pitch for strike 1. Wharton is a junior middle infielder. Bats right, throws right. 6'1", 185 from Copley, Ohio. Copley High School. That one's fouled off the backstop. 0-2 is your count.
Let's go, kid. Way ahead.
Wharton enters today with a 207 batting average, 17 hits, 13 runs scored, and 82 at-bats. 5 doubles and 5 RBI, 8 walks, 18 strikeouts. He's a perfect 3 for 3 in stolen base attempts. So we'll want to keep an eye out on Wharton if he gets on the base paths. Currently at first, though, it's Thixton, the center fielder.
Come on, Miller. Come on, Miller.
Wharton, the junior shortstop. And that's going to hit him. So back-to-back hit by a pitch. And barely, these balls are barely nicking the jersey. There's been no plunks. That'll bring to the plate with 1 out Nick Coy, the DH. Coy's got a team best 313 batting average, 15 hits, 2 runs scored, and 48 at-bats. 1 home run, 6 RBI, 3 walks, 13 strikeouts, and he's 1 for 1 in stolen base attempts. For Nick Coy, the DH, number 14, he's a sophomore. Takes that first one inside for ball 1.
Here we go. Let's go, White. Here we go, baby.
He's a catcher outfielder, 5'11", 185 from Greenwood, Indiana. Went to Center Grove High School. The Trojans. Such a great school over there, Center Grove.
Let's go. Right back. Let's go.
It's the home of Alex Woods, who was a starting offensive tackle for 3 years at the University of St. Francis, and Austin Schmoger, who was a starting guard for 3 years at the University of St. Francis. Both of those guys are 2-time national champion football players. How about it? 3-0 is your count.
Hey, you're good, kid.
Wesleyan has a football program now, and they'll take on the Cougs next year. They opted not to play St. Francis last year in their inaugural season.
Come on, 11.
Instead, they played Lawrence Tech twice. 4 straight pitches, and bases are loaded with 1 out.
We are still a ground ball away, baby.
Well, remember, for Anthony, he only needed 6 pitches to get 2 outs there in the top of the first. The next pitch was a single, and the next pitch after that was a fly out to left field. Only 8 pitches in the first inning for Miller. It's going to bring up Parker Johnson, number 20. He's a second baseman. Parker's a sophomore. Bats rights, throws rights. 6 foot, 190 pounds. He's from Anchorage, Alaska. South Anchorage High School, so I'm sure he's used to this artificial surface. Coming all the way to Indiana Wesleyan from Anchorage, Alaska.
Hey, ground ball away, baby. You're good. Hey, let's go, White.
Middle infield team of Brady Harris and Tony Bova looking for the 6-4-3 double play here. First pitch upstairs. 1-0 is the count.
Come on, settle in. Hey, don't try to overdo it, baby. You're good. Use your field. Use your field.
Anthony is a junior, 6'3", 227 pounds.
Come on, kid. Come on now.
For the big righty.
There you go.
Perfect pitch. Counts evened up at 1 apiece.
Right there. Keep going back. And baby, 11. Stay locked in now, boy. Come on, kid. You got it. All you.
Last time out for Indiana Wesleyan, it was a 10-3 loss against Marion. That was at Marion. They lost that series 2-3, or 2-1. 1-2 is your count to Parker Johnson.
All yours here. One in here. Let's go.
Just misses outside. Great job by Matt Vollmer behind the dish.
Good job, Volm.
Corralling that pitch.
Come on. Here we go, baby. Here we go.
Matt Vollmer, really solid defensive catcher here in his senior season. Gonna miss outside. We got a full count. Miller trying to preserve this lead here. Full count. Bases are loaded. Oh, just misses inside.
Come on. Hey, we're good. Come on.
So back-to-back batters hit and back-to-back walks as Indiana Wesleyan ties this game up at 1. It's going to bring up the leadoff batter, Lucas Gooden. Gooden, just a freshman, 6'2", 190.
There you go. There you go. Come on, pound it. Stay ahead, baby. Let's go.
He's from Tri-West High School. Makes you wonder if he was a part of that state championship football team. Second pitch, hit into right field. McHale coming in. He's going to make the grab. Now the play at the plate. Good arm. Beautiful throw. It's cut off by Wolf. That's going to leave Wharton stranded at third. 2 outs now for Ethan English. Great job there by McCowan, showing off the right arm. Strong right arm. Outfield's a little bit more dry, so the guy should be able to get some traction to track down some of these fly balls.
Here we go. Come on, here we go. Stick. Oh, yeah.
English struck out looking in his first AB. First pitch fouled away. English entering today with a .250 batting average, 8 hits, 8 runs scored in 32 at-bats. He's only played in 9 games for Wesleyan this year. 4 doubles, 1 home run, 7 RBI, 4 walks, 9 strikeouts. This ball is yoked into left center. Jack Harris with the diving grab. Bases loaded, and they strand him here as we head to the bottom of the second. What a snag by Jack Harris. That was outstanding. We're back with more Cougar baseball.
First time I've been able to do this kind of more complete understanding or view of your body. One of the things that's really important about this is that it's kind of legitimizing us as athletes.
Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
My grandpa taught me years ago, do business with people you know and who know you. That's why I joined Fort Financial Credit Union. Their staff knows I'm busy at college. They set me up with a checking account, a debit card, and an auto loan. With the Fort's mobile app, I can check balances, transfer money, and make my car payment. My grandparents loved doing business with the Fort, and I do too. My future, my family, my Fort.
Parkview Sports Medicine is an integrated sports medicine team. We're treating injuries when and where they happen and working to prevent them before they do. We believe the best care is coordinated care, helping ensure you get the individualized services you need every step of the way, offering innovative treatment techniques to get you or the athlete you love back in play. Reaching higher, pushing further. Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
Welcome back to the World Baseball Academy Ash Center. We're on diamond number 1, and it's number 13, Tony Bova, to lead it off. Bova 2 for 5 with 2 runs scored and a walk in the series against Siena Heights. Young's first pitch, and that was right off the handle for strike number 1. What a catch by Jack Harris. That literally saved 3 runs, folks, as we are tied at 1. That was an outstanding catch on the line drive. That ball was straight yoked into left field. Bova, 298 batting average entering today, 17 hits, 12 runs scored, and 57 ABs. Goes down looking for out number 1.
Here we go, 1-5, let's go, boom!
It's going to bring up number 15, Matt Vollmer. Vollmer 1 for 3 with a strikeout in game number 1 against Siena Heights. It was Jacob Nagy catching game number 2. Vollmer, 259 batting average, 7 hits, 1 run scored, and 27 ABs. Slow chopper, and that gets away.
That's a Matthew Vollmer hit right there, baby!
From number 9, Jordan Wharton. They're going to call that one a hit right there. Courtesy runner is going to be Justice Tusting. Ballmer wasted no time there getting the single. That'll bring up the leadoff batter, Mikhail McCowan. Mickey takes that first pitch upstairs for ball one.
Come on, Mick. Baby. Come on, Mick.
Tussing on the base pass is a stolen base threat. 3 for 5 on the season. Mikhail entering today with a .236 batting average. Folks, that could very easily be .400. He has been hitting the ball, just rockets all over the field. Unfortunately, they've been right at people. 13 hits, 12 runs scored, 55 ABs, 5 doubles, 1 home run, 12 RBI, 9 walks, 14 strikeouts for Mikhail McCowan, down in the count 1-2. 1-1. Young, after hitting the Mikhail, the first batter, and walking the second batter, Prince, really settled down after giving up the RBI single to Frymuth. The last 2 batters of the first inning, he struck out Gaff and Harris. 2-2 your count now to Mikhail.
Keep fighting, baby. Let's go, baby.
Another one fouled away. Mikhail's only a sophomore, folks. Starting right fielder. He and Tyler Prince, only sophomores. Both coming from Fort Wayne, Indiana, Bishop Luers High School. It's Prince on deck.
Help us out, Mick. Let's go, kid.
Nice block by the catcher. His helmet goes rolling. Once again, behind the dish there, Brady West, the number 3 batter.
Right here, 6. Come on, Mikhail. 6, let's go. Win this, Mikhail.
Full count now to Mikhail McCowan with Tussing at first base. Tussing's off and gets him looking for out number 2. Every single out recorded by Indiana Wesleyan so far has been a strikeout. 5 Ks for John Young. Number 23, Tyler Prince now at the dish. He walked and reached second on a pass ball. Fouls off the first one. 0-1 your count.
Come on, 2-3. Come on, baby. Make something happen, 2-3.
Young's 3 strikeouts in the first were all swinging. His 2 here in the second are both looking. Tussing is off. The throw from West and not in time. Oh, I guess it was. We'll head to the top of the third, 1-1 here at the World Baseball Academy Ash Center.
I chose St. Francis because they made a promise that I would have real-world experience that I could take when I graduated, and they delivered on that promise. For me, the classroom only gets you so far, so they're setting you up with an internship. I had a mentor that they set me up with that was a CEO of a DuPont hospital in Fort Wayne. They offer degrees in accounting, business administration, risk management and insurance, marketing, and finance. You know, they just did a great job of the full circle of not only the education but also the experience.
Brooks steals it, tips it away to himself. He'll go to the hoop and slam it down.
They attack, they get a great shot.
Here he comes. And look at his cross.
Shot hits the post. And the centering feed to Luke Knipster shot scores.
Rush comes. Oh, almost picked off by Ethan Hoover.
And the takedown.
Everything that I do can have an impact on somebody else.
You can dream any dream and you can chase any dream and you can have a chance to succeed at that dream.
We're here just a speck of time.
Given the opportunities to be selfless.
That's what God does with us.
Not forgetting how you got here and who helped you along the way.
What are you doing for others?
Those to whom much has been given, much is expected.
Leading off for Indiana Wesleyan is the catcher, Brady West. Miller, after 2 innings, 31 pitches, giving up 1 hit, 1 run. It was earned, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks for Anthony Miller. First pitch going to be low for ball 1.
on, Miller. Let's go, kid.
Brady West singled back in the first. That catches the outside corner for strike number 1. Anthony making the glove pop today here on a sunny Saturday afternoon in Fort Wayne, Indiana. High and outside, 2-1 count. One run, 1 hit, 1 error for Wesleyan. 1 run, 2 hits, 0 errors for St. Francis. The 2-1. Fouled out of play. A lot of action going on here at the World Baseball Academy. We got the Summit City Spartans, the little guys. It's like a bunch of 4th and 5th graders that'll feed into Homestead High School. They're getting the game in on diamond number 3. We're on diamond 1. The 2-2 to West. Ooh, the off-speed pitch. Popped high into right field. McCowan gets turned around. That's off the bottom of the fence. That's a leadoff double. So West, once again,
here we go.
Drills it to right field. Really did not look like he got a good swing on that ball, but man, that thing went 330 feet. About 335, actually. No, I take that back. 354 to left center. It's going to bring up Caleb Elder. First pitch is a swing and a miss. Elder popped out to left field for the 3rd out there in that first inning. Folks, we got 320 down the line, 352 in left center, and 400 straight away. 300 down the line in right field. On diamond number 2, it was 311 down the lines. Siena Heights hit 3 home runs this past Thursday. But they lost both the games. 1-1's your count. Courtesy runner at second. As that misses low for ball 2. It's number 23, Tanner Killian again, the junior, 6'2", 205 from London, Ohio, Jonathan Alder High School.
Come on, Miller. Come on, kid. Right here now.
Oh, that'll hit him.
Hey, you're fine, you're fine.
Runners at first and second now.
You can just roll it.
That's the 3rd batter that's been hit by Anthony Miller. Entering today, Miller 0 batters hit. So he's really working the inside corner.
Let's go, 1. Expect that, Harold. I'll go in, Mark.
First pitch, Stephen Busby. Busby who grounded out, or no, excuse me, popped out to Tanner Gaff, the 3rd baseman, in his first AB. That was in the 2nd. No outs here to Busby.
Not bad pitch. Here we go, 1. Here we
Pitch
go,
missed
1.
low. We're evened up at 1 apiece.
Come on, you want it. You want it. Let's go.
Wesleyan will come back home on Monday to host Mount Vernon Naz for a pair. Swing and a miss. 1-2 the count now. Miller looking for his first strikeout since the first inning when he struck out the first 2 batters. He got on top of Wesleyan early.
Come on, Anthony.
That ball popped into center field. Frymuth. And they are not going to test the gun of Noah Frymuth. Don't want to do that. Frymuth also can be a relief pitcher for the Cougs, so both Mikhail McCowan and Noah Frymuth showing off strong arms in the outfield. With 1 out, your batter is Ty Thixton. Thixton was hit by a pitch and has scored the only run in this game for Wesleyan. First pitch is a swing and a miss. That fastball for Anthony Miller. Well, the Wildcats are having a hard time catching up with it. It's Killian at second for Wesleyan. That one fouled out of play. 0-2 your count with 1 out for your Cougs.
Come on, big time here. Best one right here. Come on, Anthony. Best one, let's see it. Come on, kid. Sit him down. Come on, kid.
The 0-2 from Miller. Off speed.
Hey, good pitch.
Looks like the curveball there. A little late to break. Thixton thought he was going to get his second free base. 1-2 is the count. Oh, right on the inside corner. They're going to call that ball 2. Great looking off speed pitch there by Miller.
Good pitch. Bounce back.
Anthony comes with the gas. Deep into center field. Frymuth, once again, they are just not going to test the arm of Noah Frymuth, and rightfully so.
You're not running on him.
2 outs now for Jordan Wharton. Miller doing a good job getting the last 2 batters to pop out, fly out deep to Frymuth. Boy, this Wesleyan squad has some heavy hitters entering today with 22 home runs.
Come on, Miller. Keep working.
That has them nationally ranked number 26 in the country, averaging just under a home run per game at .88.
Yeah!
0-1's your count. Wharton was hit by a pitch and reached third base back in the second. Miller's up in this count 0-2.
Come on, ones. Couldn't get any farther. Come on. Oh, don't stop, Bush. All right, dugout, let's go. Come on, throw a chair. Throw a chair.
Once again, the 0-2 here to Jordan Wharton, starting shortstop. Miller, the gas upstairs, misses for ball 1. We'll see if we can find out how hard Anthony's throwing on the gun. Breaking ball is going to be fouled out of play.
Good hustle, Ford. Hey, loud as we can get out. We need this right here. Let's go, Millie.
For your Cougs, we'll be traveling to Cornerstone for a pair on Tuesday, and then to Bethel on Friday and Saturday. We do have Lawrence Tech here for a doubleheader on Wednesday. So once again, getting in some non-conference games against the WAC.
You're still way ahead.
We've already played Concordia, Siena Heights twice out of the WAC. Got Indiana Tech coming up. We've also played Cincinnati Christian here at the Ash Center and Goshen. Goshen was our first Crossroads League opponent. Goshen did take 2 out of 3 in that series after St. Francis won game 1 10-2.
Here's the win. Let's go. All of you right here.
Cougars also taking on Madonna out of the WAC, losing it 4-0 and 13-9. Madonna, who finished third last year in that conference. Vollmer, once again, just solid behind the dish. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
You're a wall. 2 strikes, 2 outs. Let's go. Get up, man. Let's go. You're still up, man. Come on. Way ahead. Let's go, Miller. Win it right here. Come on, get. Sit.
Up and in. Got a full count.
Hey, let's go, baby. Win the fight. Win this battle, baby. Come on, baby. Across. Win it here, Miller. Come on. Want it. Come on, Sticks. Let's go. Sit him down. Come on, Miller.
Wharton, once again, just a junior for Wesleyan.
Out. Hey, win it, Anthony. Keep fighting. Come on, Miller. Win it right here, baby. Come on, Anthony. Let's go.
Miller now in this game, 58 pitches under his belt. The 3-2, 2 outs. Runner at second and first. That ball, Bova just over his mitt, and they're going to send 1 run home to score. Wesleyan will take the lead at 2-1 after the RBI single by Jordan Wharton. Bova was timing his leap there. I thought he was going to be able to snag that. That probably was about 1 inch over his mitt. He's going to bring the plate Nick Coy.
That's fine. Now we get it here.
Coy once again with the team best 313 batting average. Entering the doubleheader, he walked back in the second.
Hey, come on, Wands. Let's go, kid. Get out of it now. Come on now.
Runners at the corners.
Come on, baby. Come on, kid. Minimize.
For Coy, the Center Grove product. 1-0 is the count.
Hey, you're fine. Let's go. Come on, get this one. Big one right here. Let's go. Come on, kid.
In game number 1 against Siena Heights, it was Dane Hoffman going 5 innings. In game number 2, it was Charlie Betts going 5.2 innings for St. Francis. 2-0 is your count.
Hey, come on, Wands. Here we go, Miller. Let's go, baby. Right here now, fit it.
Nice leads here.
Hey, baby.
That'll be fouled out of play.
Keep coming back now. Keep coming back. They're hungry out there.
Coy batting out of the 8 Holtz. Parker Johnson on deck with 2 outs.
Come on, they got you. They got you. Come on, Miller. You got it right here. Come on, kid.
3-1 now to Coy.
All right, Miller, let's go, baby. Come on, dugout, let's go.
Coy last year a 262 batting average with 1 home run and 21 RBI.
Hey, we got a man there. We got a man there.
And Frymuth comes in for out number 3.
Let's go, get in here.
We head to the bottom of the 3rd. Cougs down 2-1.
I chose St. Francis because they made a promise that I would have real-world experience that I could take when I graduated, and they delivered on that promise. For me, the classroom only gets you so far, so they're setting you up with an internship. I had a mentor that they set me up with that was a CEO of a DuPont hospital in Fort Wayne. They offer degrees in accounting, business administration, risk management and insurance, marketing, and finance. You know, they just did a great job of the full circle of not only the education but also the experience.
Welcome back in the bottom of the third here. It's going to be Tyler Prince to lead it off. All three putouts for St. Francis in the top of the third were by the center fielder, Noah Frymuth. Prince, who walked in his first at-bat. He was at the dish last inning when Tussing got thrown out at second. I thought Tussing had beat that throw. Now I am broadcasting from the dugout, so I don't have the best view. No press box here at the World Baseball Academy, not yet. Hopefully soon. Prince, a .344 batting average entering today. Down in this count 0-2. Jack Harris at .362, Prince at .344. And it's Nick Coy at .313. So those are the three batters in this game batting over 300. Young on the bump. Misses 2-2's your count.
Keep fighting, kid. Let's go, baby. Be on time here. Okay, right here.
Young, 40 pitches under his belt. Prince, after being down 0-2, works his count to full.
Be ready to go. Be ready to go. Come on, 2-3. Come on, TP. Come on, TP.
That ball muscled over to second for out number one. That was a piece of cake there for Parker Johnson, the second baseman. That'll bring to the plate Harold Wolf. Wolf struck out swinging in his first AB.
Let's go, Harry Sons, baby.
With a lefty first baseman.
Come on, Harold. Third inning. Let's go.
That first pitch is a swing and a miss.
Come on, Harold. Come on, Harold.
Young, 5 strikeouts so far in this game. Another one swing and a miss. Wolf with 2 big cuts there in the first 2 pitches. Almost coming out of his shoes. Another one. Route number 2. That'll be the 6th strikeout of the game for Young. 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. It's Noah Frymuth, who had the RBI single in his first AB. Head coach for Indiana Wesleyan is Rich Benjamin in his 4th season.
Come on, Noah.
First pitch low for ball 1 to Frymuth.
Come on, Noah.
2 outs. Frymuth turns on that one. Drilled into left field, a little bit too high though. This is going to be caught at the warning track by the left fielder, Lucas Gooden. We'll head to the top of the 4th. 2-1 Wesleyan. Thank you for supporting Summit City Sports. For the last several years, we've provided the Fort Wayne community and beyond with coverage of a variety of sports, thanks to our title sponsorship from Parkview Sports Medicine. Since we began in 2015, our annual budget has covered the cost of videographers and commentators to over 300 plus games each year. New equipment and maintenance of that equipment, along with increased broadcast rights fees from the IHSAA. This season, we're reaching out to friends, families, and local businesses for additional sponsorships and donations. You can help us grow and get coverage to your favorite team or sport. A Summit City Sports sponsorship or donation will help make that happen. We have the goal of bringing fans live stream games of every SAC game we cover. With the additional funds, we'd invest in mobile internet devices, allowing us to bring our supporters every SAC conference football and boys and girls basketball games live, as well as more coverage for sports like cross country, tennis, golf, swimming, wrestling, track and field, baseball, and softball. For more information on sponsorships or how to donate, visit SummitCitySports.com. Welcome back, everyone. First pitch, and that's going to be a lead-off single for Parker Johnson.
Let's go, Miller, roll.
Johnson now 1 for 1 in this game. That brings up the leadoff batter, Lucas Gooden. Gooden struck out looking in his last AB back in the second. He was hit by a pitch and scored a run back in the first. Excuse me. I was on the wrong side of my book there. Gooden flew out to right field in the second and struck out swinging in the first.
Hey, come on, baby, work. Come on, Anthony. Come on, Miller. Out.
Ball fouled out of play.
Where's the ball?
0-2's the count.
Hey, 4, where's the ball? Come on, Miller. Come on, Miller. Win this here. Let's go.
Once again at first base is Johnson.
Have one. Have one.
Gets back quickly.
Control it. Come on, Anthony Miller. Come on, Miller. Let's go, kid. Come on, Mills. Have one. Boom, we got one.
So
We got one.
Gooden goes down looking for out number 1.
Bowman, be ready. Bowman, you and Bowman, let's go. Got one.
That'll bring up Ethan English. The freshman, 6'4", 215 pounds. For Jeffersonville, Indiana. Jeffersonville High School. English is their starting third baseman. A .250 batting average entering today with 8 hits, 8 runs scored, and 32 at-bats. 1 home run, 7 RBIs. Ethan English, the third baseman.
Nothing. There you go. Good stop. Hey, let's go, Mills.
One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Here to English.
Come on, Dave. Be ready.
Miller. Did not get much break on that. So that'll put runners at first and second. It's the 4th player that Anthony Miller's hit in this game. The first 2 just really hit jerseys. That brings up Brady West. Brady is 2 for 2 with a single in the first and a double in the third.
Come on, Anthony. Hey, roll one. You're good. Come on, Miller.
He scored Wesleyan's second run of the game.
There you go. Hey, let's go, Anthony. Come on, kid. Come on, Miller. Come on, kid. Come on, kid. Here you go. You want this one. Let's go. Sticks. Let's go, baby. Come on, Miller. You want it once. Come on. Go get it.
0-1's your count for Miller. That ball off the end of the bat. Miller wants to go to third.
There you go. Hey, boy. Hey, baby. Got 2.
Nobody was there.
Talk out there. Got 2.
2 gone. So Miller with a heads-up play after he saw no one was covering third, went straight to first with it. 2 outs for Caleb Elders, your batter. Miller did have a force out at any base. Elder popped out to left field in the first and was hit by a pitch in the third. Takes that first pitch for a ball.
Come on, Mill. Come on, Miller. Good block, good block.
Another ball in the dirt.
Hey, pass ball, you got to get there, Anthony.
Vollmer just solid behind the plate today. All throughout his career here at St. Francis, though. Matt, a very calming presence for the pitcher. Pitchers, I should say. 2-1 the count.
Keep it going now. Here, Anthony. Come on, Miller. Come on, kid.
That one's going to get past Vollmer. And you play with fire, eventually you get burned. 3-1, Wesleyan on top. That was Parker Johnson coming home to score. Now it's going to be English at third.
Hey, come on, work.
On the wild pitch. That one was tough there. That thing hit the dirt in front of the batter's box. 3-1, your count to Elder. High and outside. So we got runners at first and third now with 2 outs for Stephen Busby. Busby flew out to Tanner Gaff, the third baseman, in the second, and flew out to center fielder Noah Frymuth back in the third.
Come on, Miller. Come on, kid. Come on, Anthony. Go get yours. Go get yours. Come on, kid. Come on, Miller. Come on. Here we go. Come on, baby. Let's go.
First pitch'll going high for ball 1. 1-0's the count. Taylor University here in the coach's top 25 poll, number 2 on the season. Taylor jumps up 2 spots from 22 to 20. Taylor, by far and away the best pitching staff here in the Crossroads League. Runner's off. Vollmer's going to fake the throw. So taking second base will be Caleb Elder.
Hey, one more. Let's go. Hey, batter now, kid.
With the steal.
Come on. Come now. Come on, Miller. Come on, kids.
Elder getting a good jump there. That one's fouled out of play.
Win it now. Win it.
For number 15, Busby.
Hey, come on, ones. Let's go, kid. Focus up. Let's go, babe. Go get him. Go get him. Come on. Good block.
Another nice stop by Vollmer. Counts evened up 2-2 with 2 outs.
Come on. Come on. Finish it. Get us in here. Get us in here. Come on, 11. Come on. Come on, kid. Get us in here. Come on, Miller.
Low and outside. Full count.
Come on, once.
Miller now over 80 pitches in this game.
Go get it.
This most likely will be his last inning. Gets him looking for out number 3. Beautiful pitch by Anthony Miller as we head to the bottom of the 4th.
Grandpa taught me years ago, do business with people you know and who know you. That's why I joined Fort Financial Credit Union. Their staff knows I'm busy at college. They set me up with a checking account, a debit card, and an auto loan. With the Fort's mobile app, I can check balances, transfer money, and make my car payment. My grandparents loved doing business with the Fort, and I do too. My future, my family, my Fort.
The Chapel project is the most important building that has ever been built or ever will be built on this campus. It's in the heart of the campus, it's on Mirror Lake, and the chapel and the Bass Mansion will be able to communicate with each other architecturally.
Indiana Wesleyan with 3 runs on 4 hits and 1 error. St. Francis 1 run on 2 hits and 0 errors. Leading it off here for the Cougs is going to be Jack Harris. Jack, who reached first base back in the first inning on an E5. First pitch to Harris, in there for a ball. Jack, who's been as solid as they come at the plate for the Cougars, fouls that one off the backstop. St. Francis really putting together a nice offensive lineup here. Put up 14 runs against Marion. 1-2's your count. Cougars beating Marion, I think it was last Saturday, 14-3. The flip by Young for out number 1. It's going to bring up number 25, Tanner Gaff, who struck out swinging in his first AB back in the first. 7 Cougs came to the plate there in that top or bottom half of the first. He'll take that pitch inside for ball 1.
Tanner! Let's go! Come on, 2-5!
Gaff, 6'4", 220 pounds.
Hey, good cut! Hey, let's go!
From Columbia City, Indiana, Whitco High School. That ball hit right down the left field line. Gaff with a 1-out single.
That is how we start, baby! Build off, let's go! Let's go, Brady.
Nice contact there by Tanner Gaff. Once again, a .250 batting average entering the series. Today's doubleheader. It's going to bring up Brady Harris. Brady struck out swinging in his first AB back in the first. Looking to build on this momentum here.
Come on, Brady. Hey, good cut, you're on now.
Boy, that was a little bit too close to the camera. 0-1's your count.
Hey, let's go. Come on. Let's go, Brady. Come on, kid. Come on, 2-0. Let's go, Brady. Hey, come on, 2-0.
Good eye by Brady as this counts evened up at 1 apiece. That one right off the face mask. Umpire gives him the thumbs up.
Come on, 2-0, fight.
Young, 58 pitches, giving up 3 hits, 1 run. It was not earned. 6 strikeouts, 1 walk. Brady Harris. And they're going to go for the double play, but that's going to be an E1. And Harris, right ankle, he did not touch the bag. Well, it was a little awkwardly. Hopefully he's going to be okay here. Second error of the game by Indiana Wesleyan. The E1 is Young. Went to go turn 2. It would have been the 1-6-3. But his throw went right over. We're going to have to get a pinch runner here for Harris. Hopefully he's going to be able to work that out. Coming in to run is going to be number 2, Jordan Siddons. Jordan, the freshman, 6 foot 170, from Elkhart, Indiana. Elkhart Memorial High School. They're getting ready to merge Elkhart Central and Elkhart Memorial.
Come on, Bob, let's go, babe.
They'll be merging those two schools. They'll probably have a nice big 4A school there in Elkhart. Can't remember what the mascot's name's going to be. Has something to do with the trophy. So when Central and Elkhart Memorial play each other, the winner gets a trophy, and I can't remember the name of that trophy, but that will be the new mascot of the new school. And I don't think that happens next year. I think that's the year after. Bunt way down by Bova. The perfect bunt. You're not going to get Bova at first. Tony Bova, outstanding. The fourth hit of the game here for St. Francis. We have bases loaded with 1 out. Yeah, Bova's doing it. Tony had been in a little bit of a slump there, bunting, but that's what we've come to know from Bova. He places them perfectly down the third base line. Matt Vollmer had the perfect bunt in game number 1 against Siena Heights, but that was down the first base line. So Bova at first, we got bases loaded. Harris or Siddons at second and Gaff at third for Matt Vollmer. And we got a pinch hitter coming up. It's going to be Jacob Nagy.
Hey, come on, Nags.
Nagy in game number 2 against Siena Heights was 1 for 3 at the dish with an RBI.
Come on, Nagy, let's go, kid. Lock in.
Nagy at .275 batting average entering today. First pitch is a big swing and a miss.
Hey, do your job, Nags.
0-1 with 1 out. It's going to be could be a big inning here for St. Francis.
Come on, Nags, here we go.
Nagy can get a hold of one here. He'll be catching game number 2. Another big cut. Down in this count 0-2. Nagy, 6'2", 230 pounds from Brunswick, Ohio. With a big catcher. Nagy's going to take a deep breath, get back into the batter's box here with the 0-2. 1 out and bases loaded. Good eye. Not going to chase that one. 1-2's your count. A lot of speed, too, with Bova at first and Siddons at second. Nagy goes down swinging for out number 2. It's going to bring up the leadoff batter, Mikhail McCowan. 0 for 1 in this game, was hit by a pitch and scored a run back in the first, struck out looking back in the second. Mikhail was the first Cougar on the season to hit a home run. Swing and a miss, though, on that first pitch for Mikhail. Mick had his home run in the very first game of the season against Osbury out of Kentucky when he was 2 for 5 at the plate with 2 runs scored. Checks that for strike 2.
Let's go, Mick. You got to work here.
He had 2 RBIs in that game as well. 0 for 2, 2 outs, bases loaded here with the leadoff batter, Mikhail McCowan. Young with the delivery. He'll miss outside. John Young giving up 2 hits here in the bottom of the 4th. And has an error.
Hey, come on, Mick, work, man.
That was his error when he went to second base looking for the double play. Mick off the inside of the back. That could be trouble. No, it's not. Coming in to grab it is Stephen Busby for out number 3. We'll head to the top of the 5th, 3-1, Wesleyan. Cougars, strand 3. Thank you for supporting Summit City Sports. For the last several years, we've provided the Fort Wayne community and beyond with coverage of a variety of sports, thanks to our title sponsorship from Parkview Sports Medicine. Since we began in 2015, our annual budget has covered the cost of videographers and commentators to over 300 plus games each year. New equipment and maintenance of that equipment, along with increased broadcast rights fees from the IHSAA. This season, we're reaching out to friends, families, and local businesses for additional sponsorships and donations. You can help us grow and get coverage to your favorite team or sport. A Summit City Sports sponsorship or donation will help make that happen. We have the goal of bringing fans live stream games of every SAC game we cover. With the additional funds, we'd invest in mobile internet devices, allowing us to bring our supporters every SAC conference football and boys and girls basketball games live, as well as more coverage for sports like cross country, tennis, golf, swimming, wrestling, track and field, baseball, and softball. For more information on sponsorships or how to donate, visit SummitCitySports.com. We are back. That's going to be a leadoff single by Ty Thixton. 5th hit of the game for Wesleyan. They'll bring up Jordan Wharton, number 9.
Hey, come on, Miller, roll it.
That's still Anthony Miller on the bump. Miller, 86 pitches under his belt. He's only given up 5 hits, 4 runs. 5 hits, 3 runs. He's got 4 strikeouts and 3 walks for Anthony Miller. 1-0's the count. We got Thixton at first. Wharton's going to check that one upstairs for ball 2.
Come on, let him find the kid, find it.
We get a chance here. We'll read from our game day program put together by Bill Scott. That ball's drilled to right center field. That's the second ball in this game that's fallen at the bottom of the fence. Good job by Bova keeping the runner at second, but a run does come home to score on the RBI double by Wharton. Brings home Thixton for the 4th run of the game for IWU, the Wildcats. Looks like that's going to do it for Miller. We'll be right back with the new pitcher.
Restriction training is a new treatment technique we're using at Parkview Sports Medicine that helps us stay on the cutting edge. This type of training is not only new to Parkview Sports Medicine, but in physical therapy as a whole. And it's really gaining popularity because it solves one of the fundamental problems that we see in therapy. We have a lot of patients who we can't put a lot of stress through their injured tissue, but we still want them to get stronger and still want them to gain muscle size. Blood flow restriction training uses a specialized piece of equipment, a blood flow restriction cuff that fits around the upper portion of an arm or a leg. Doing that, then it partially restricts, but not totally occludes the blood flow going to the limb.
I thought it was gonna hurt, and it does kind of feel weird, but doesn't hurt or anything. I just didn't really know what to expect. Well, you put it on and then you have to lay down and let it calibrate, and it like gets tighter and tighter and tighter. And then after that, get in your position to do your workout, and then press the inflate button and it'll squeeze your leg or your arm.
What the research is telling us about training with blood flow restriction is that the buildup of the lactic acid and the metabolic stress that we're putting on these tissues helps you gain strength and muscle size, similar to that of training at high intensity.
Compared to like a normal workout, the burn comes like within the 3rd rep, and then the 30-second break in between, there's no like recovery. I can see the difference and feel the difference. It feels a lot more effective than just doing normal exercises.
Blood flow restriction training is the perfect tool to solve that fundamental problem. But this is something that you don't see every.
Well, folks, the new pitcher is going to be number 21, the sophomore Caden Sullivan. 0.00 ERA. He's pitched in 4 games, 4.2 innings pitched under his belt. He's given up 1 run. It was not earned. 3 hits, 2 walks, 0 strikeouts. He's faced 19 batters, and they're batting .200 against him. Is Nick Coy at the dish. Nick Coy once again entering today with a team best .313 batting average, batting out of the 8 hole. We got a runner at second. After the RBI double by Jordan Wharton, the shortstop,
Come on, Caden, let's go, kid.
that scored Ty Thixton.
Here we go, Caden, let's go, 2-1.
Outfield playing straight up. The first pitch is going to miss for ball 1. 1-0 is the count for number 21, Caden Sullivan. Big swing and a miss.
Hey, we gotta stay up, dog. We gotta stay up. Hey, come on, 2-1. We're not going nowhere. We're not going nowhere. Let's go. Come on, man. Come on, kid. Let's go, Sully. We got it, 2-1.
Last time out for Sullivan was against Siena Heights. On March the 21st, he faced 3 batters. Did not give up a hit or a run. 1-2 is your count.
Come on, 2-1. Let's go, Beb.
He was the finishing pitcher of game number 1 and finished that game by tracking down a hit and flipping it over to, actually, no, he took the throw from Harold Wolf, who beat down a grounder with his chest, flipped it to Sully, and the Cougs won 3-1. This past Thursday, that was a 4 p.m. start on Diamond 2.
Come on, Sully, let's go, Ben. Here we go, 2-1.
Sully, the big righty. Off-speed pitch is driven into left field. Harris, he will not field it cleanly, so no play at the plate. That'll be an RBI single for Nick Coy. Coy waiting on the off speed, just punched it into left field. It's like playing the old man softball team where they just place it wherever they want. So frustrating. Your batter's Parker Johnson, 1 for 1 with a run scored. He actually scored on the wild pitch.
Come on, Sully.
Parker Johnson also with an RBI.
Something's done, baby. Come on, Sully. Hey, keep pounding. Okay, dude.
Wesleyan up 5-1.
Hey, good miss, 2-1.
2-0 your count with 0 outs. The number 3 seed, Purdue University Boilermakers, is going to battle Villanova tonight. 8:40 tip-off. Boiler up. That ball hit right at Frymuth, who started his collegiate career at Purdue. 1 out for the leadoff batter, number 21, Lucas Gooden. Gooden 0 for 3 in this game with 2 strikeouts.
Come on, kid. Keep working, kid.
Miller ended up with 4 strikeouts, 3 walks in the game, 90 pitches under his belt. Gave up 6 hits, 5 runs, all earned. 0 for 1 with 1 out. Vollmer comes up firing. Matt did not get that one off as fast as he would like. So that's going to be a stolen base there for Coy.
Here we go, Kaden. Good pitch. Boy. Hey, baby. Boy, Kaden. Come on, keep working.
1-2, your count to Gooden now. With Coy at second.
Here we go, Kaden. Come on, baby.
Sullivan, once again, just 4.2 innings under his belt entering today's game. We're evened up at 2 apiece.
Great spot, Kaden.
1 out.
Come on, 2-1.
Off speed up in the zone. We got a full count. Once again, St. Francis will next travel to Cornerstone to take on the Golden Eagles. Out of the whack. That ball hit into right field. They're going to hold the runner, Coy, at third.
Ground ball, Kaden. Ground ball, baby.
So Gooden gets his first hit of the game. That's going to bring up Ethan English. English struck out looking in his first AB. 0 for 2 in this game, was hit by a pitch back in the fourth for the big freshman third baseman. Listed at 6'4", 215 pounds. First pitch is in for a strike by Sully. Upstairs, we're evened up at 1 apiece. So St. Francis will be on the road next week outside of the doubleheader against Lawrence Tech. I'll have to double check it, but we'll be close to playing every single team in the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference. What's really going to be interesting is to see what happens if Mount Vernon Naz leaves the Crossroads League, which they have talked they want to do, and join the River States Conference. That was right over the head of Harris. 1 run going to come home to score on the RBI double by Ethan English. That advances Goodwin to third, and Coy comes home to score the 3rd run of the inning for Wesleyan. 6-1 your score.
Hey, let's go, Kate. Keep working. Come on, baby. You're good.
Wesleyan with 9 hits and 2 errors.
Let's look at right here. I'm big.
So Coach Butch going to go out and talk with Caden. Let's give us some time to read from our game day program put together by Sports Information Director Bill Scott. It says, Cougars return to Crossroads League action. Indiana Wesleyan Wildcats here for a pair with a break from weather. After weather forced University of St. Francis and Indiana Wesleyan to pick up a new date for the first of a 3-game series on Friday, weather appears cooperative today for a doubleheader at the World Baseball Academy. USF is 8-14 overall after sweeping non-conference challenger Siena Heights on Thursday. The visiting Wildcats are 1-2 in Crossroads League action, 7-18 overall. IWU won 1 of 3 games in its Crossroads League opening series with Marion. The Wildcats have won twice in its last 16 games. USF enters today's game with a .280 team batting average, number 4 overall in the Crossroads League. Indiana Wesleyan is number 9 with a .247 average. Indiana Wesleyan pitchers have a collective 5.36 ERA, 7th in the CL. USF is 8th with a 5.42. Nick Coy leads all the Indiana Wesleyan hitters with a .313 average. Tyler Prince is tied for 4th in the Crossroads League with 19 RBI.
Let's go! Let's go!
So Solly going to stay out there with runners at second and third. First pitch popped up. That was Brady West, and I don't know what happened there. That ball just dropped. I believe that was an E6. Gooden comes home to score.
Come on, babe.
He had all the time in the world as that ball bounced up about 12, 15 feet off the artificial surface.
There we go.
Brings up Caleb Elder. Elder 0 for 1 in this game. Walked, stole a base, and was hit by a pitch. Also flew out to left field.
Hey, keep working, kid. Come on, Kaden. Let's go. You're good, baby. You're good. Roll it, kid. Come on, good pitcher. Let's go.
St. Francis going to pick up its first error of the game. Maybe not. They did not call an error on that one.
Hey, baby.
They called that a hit. That means West is 3 for 3 in this game. Now it says 2 for 3. We'll figure that one out later. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. To number 26, Caleb Elder, first baseman.
Come on, Caden. Hey, keep working. 1-2-1.
That ball drilled deep to center. Frymuth tracks it down all the way at the warning track. So Frymuth throws it straight to second.
Great job, Fry. Move that, baby. Good job, Katie. Good job, baby. Way to get it out. Let's go. Let's go. Get back in here.
A lot of putouts in this game for Noah Frymuth. It's going to bring up number 15, Stephen Busby, who's 0 for 3 in this game. He's the 9th batter of the inning for Wesleyan.
Come on, Katie, baby. Keep competing. Okay.
Wesleyan basketball team entered the national tournament ranked number 1. I think they were knocked out in the Elite 8 round. They were the reigning national champions.
All right, boy, keep working.
1-1's your count with 2 outs. Under Coach Greg Tonigal, Wesleyan pretty much, I'd say about 60% of the year they're ranked number 1 in NAIA Division II men's basketball, which soon there will be just one division. They're going to merge Division I and Division II.
Come on, Caden, work.
1-1 with 2 outs. Here to Stephen Busby. So like I was saying earlier, if Mount Vernon Nash should leave the Crossroads League,
Good block, Bob. Good block.
and they're out of Columbus, Ohio area,
Let's go. Come on, kid. Get yours.
they want to join the River States, you know, a little less travel. So that would leave the Crossroads League with just 9 teams.
Come on, Sully. Let's go,
If that were the case, perhaps Siena Heights would join the Crossroads League, and then now the Wolverine, Hoosier, and the Crossroads League would each have 10 teams.
Hey, come on, Sully. Let's go. Finish them all.
Siena Heights does have a football program, and they compete in the MSFA Mid-East along with St. Francis and Wesleyan. That ball ripped foul. 2-2 is your count.
Right here. Hey, let's go. Right here, baby, right here. Work, kid.
Siena Heights out
Finish
of
'em.
Adrian, Michigan. That's not a bad drive at all. You can get there in about an hour and 40. Brand new football facility. I shouldn't say brand new. It's about 6 years old. It's nice.
Hey, you're good, kid. You're good.
Siena Heights with the religious affiliation would be a good fit here for the Crossroads. Not saying it's going to happen, but I know Mount Vernon Naz has been talking about leaving the CL for a while now.
Come on, Kane, let's go, baby.
Sullivan, the full count with 2 outs. That ball, a hard grounder taken off the shoulder of Tanner Gaff. That looked like a single to me. We'll see how the official scoring goes. That's going to bring up the 10th batter of the inning, Ty Thaxton, who singled and scored a run in his first AB here in the 5th.
Hey, keep working. Keep working. Get out of this.
That first pitch misses low and outside for ball 1.
Baby, let's go. Get us out of here. Come on. Come on, 2-1. Come on, Caden.
And they do call an error, so that'll be the second error of the game for St. Francis. We had the E6 and the E5. 2-0's the count.
You got it, Caden. You got it. Hey, baby!
If Mount Vernon Naz left the Crossroads League and Siena Heights came in, I mean, basketball-wise, the conference would take a little bit of a hit.
Hey, let's go. Fight back. Come on.
Mount Vernon Naz made the national tournament this year. But it's not like they're a perennial tournament team. I can't remember. I don't think Siena Heights has ever made the national tournament, not since I've been at St. Francis in 8 years. Full count once again. Ty Thaxton.
Keep working, Caden. Right back. Here we go, Caden. Right here, baby. Let's go. Need you here. Come on, 2-1. Let's go. Come on, Caden. Get us out of here, 2-1. Come on.
Actually, Siena Heights was 17-13 overall and 12-8. It's not too shabby. This past basketball season in the WAC.
Go across. Come on, 2-1.
The full count to Ty Thaxton. Goes down and rips that ball into center. 2 runs going to come home to score on the 2 RBI single by Ty Thaxton. Has a good piece of hitting.
Hey, you get 2-1. Come on, 9. That was a good pitch.
English came home to score along with the courtesy runner for Brady West. I believe that was Tanner Killian. Busby now at second. We're going to have another pitching change. We'll be right back with more Cougar Baseball.
Thank you for supporting Summit City Sports. For the last several years, we've provided the Fort Wayne community and beyond with coverage of a variety of sports, thanks to our title sponsorship from Parkview Sports Medicine. Since we began in 2015, our annual budget has covered the cost of videographers and commentators to over 300 plus games each year. New equipment and maintenance of that equipment, along with increased broadcast rights fees from the IHSAA. This season, we're reaching out to friends, families, and local businesses for additional sponsorships and donations. You can help us grow and get coverage to your favorite team or sport. A Summit City Sports sponsorship or donation will help make that happen. We have the goal of bringing fans live stream games of every SAC game we cover. With the additional funds, we'd invest in mobile internet devices, allowing us to bring our supporters every SAC conference football and boys and girls basketball games live, as well as more coverage for sports like cross country, tennis, golf, swimming, wrestling, track and field, baseball, and softball. For more information on sponsorships or how to donate, visit summitcitysports.com.
Parkview Sports Medicine is an integrated sports medicine team.
I mean, I always had my family behind me, I always had my team behind me, but to have staff that wanted the best for me and to get me feeling better the quickest was really reassuring.
Parkview Sports Medicine.
New pitcher for St. Francis, it's number 24, Connor Adams. Connor, a junior for the Cougs. Entering today with a 5.40 ERA, In 13.1 innings pitched, he's given up 9 runs, 8 of those earned on 19 hits. He has 6 walks, 10 strikeouts. Opposing hitters batting .339 against Connor.
Hey, come on, Connor, let's go.
Last time out was March the 19th against Madonna. He faced 8 batters, gave up 2 runs, both earned, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and 3 hits. Connor on the season, once again, 10 strikeouts under his belt. This is Jordan Wharton at the plate, 1-0's the count. Wharton had an RBI double earlier this inning and scored a run. He's 2 for 2 with an RBI and a run scored in the game. For Jordan Wharton. At second base is Busby, and Thixton's at first.
Yes, sir. Come on, Connor. Finish it. Let's go.
Thixton already has 1 run scored this inning.
Come on, kid. Attack, Connor.
Connor, the lefty, goes 6'3", 215 from Noblesville, Indiana, where he played for the, is it the Millers?
Good pitch. Good boy.
Gets him looking for out number 3. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th, 9-1, Wesleyan on top.
Grandpa taught me years ago, do business with people you know and who know you. That's why I joined Fort Financial Credit Union. Their staff knows I'm busy at college. They set me up with a checking account, a debit card, and an auto loan. With the Fort's mobile app, I can check balances, transfer money, and make my car payment. My grandparents loved doing business with the Fort, and I do too. My future, my family, my Fort.
The Chapel project is the most important building that has ever been built or ever will be built on this campus. It's in the heart of the campus, it's on Mirror Lake, and the chapel and the Bass Mansion will be able to communicate with each other architecturally.
Welcome back here in the bottom of the 5th. 9 runs on 10 hits and 2 errors for Wesleyan. 1 run on 4 hits and 2 errors for St. Francis. Still John Young on the bump. Young threw 4 innings, 72 pitches under his belt, 4 hits, 1 run scored. It was not earned. 7 strikeouts, just 1 walk.
Let's go, Princey.
For Big John Young. Tyler Prince going to lead it off here for St. Francis. Young, once again, 6 foot 195 out of Batavia, Illinois. That first pitch is a strike to Tyler Prince. Prince 0 for 1 in this game with a ground out in his last AB. Did walk in the first inning. Prince, as a sophomore, is already one of the best batters in the Crossroads League.
Hey, come on, Princey,
last year, as a true freshman, he was All Crossroads League honorable mention, along with Noah Frymuth.
Run hard, run hard, run hard.
It's a can of corn there for the second baseman, Parker Johnson.
Hey, come on, Wolfie.
Route number 1. That's the second time this game that Prince has grounded out to the second baseman. Harold Wolf, who has 2 strikeouts under his belt.
Come on, Wolfie. Hey, UAB 4 right here. I'm big right here. Come on, 4.
The bunt.
Hey, come on, Wolfie.
Big swing and a miss.
You're on it. You're on it, 4. Come on, kid. Come on, babe. Let's go, 4.
Wolf has been swinging it in his first 2 ABs. Down 0-2 now. In his second AB, it was 3 straight pitches. Now down 0-2. That one's going to miss low, so good eye there by Wolf. Wolf once again entering today with a 286 batting average, 16 hits and 56 ABs with 8 runs scored. For QB1, Harold Wolf. Swing and a miss. John Young has got the high gas working today, and that'll be his 8th strikeout of the game. That brings up Noah Frymuth. Frymuth 1 for 2 with an RBI single back in the first. Flew out to left field in the second, AB. 1-0, your count with 2 outs.
We're good, I got it. Hey, come on, Fry.
Noah Frymuth, the reigning Crossroads League Player of the Week.
Come on, Fry, let's go, kid.
There with the swing and a miss.
You're good, Fry, you got this. Come on, man.
Lady Cougar softball team in action at Indiana Wesleyan. Was supposed to play a pair at Westendorf Field, but unfortunately the conditions. Just not ready to play ball yet there. Swing and a miss. We'll head to the top of the 6th. 9-1, Wesleyan on top.
Restriction training is a new treatment technique we're using at Parkview Sports Medicine that helps us stay on the cutting edge. This type of training is not only new to Parkview Sports Medicine, but in physical therapy as a whole. And it's really gaining popularity because it solves one of the fundamental problems that we see in therapy. We have a lot of patients who we can't put a lot of stress through their injured tissue, but we still want them to get stronger and still want them to gain muscle size. Blood flow restriction training uses a specialized piece of equipment, a blood flow restriction cuff that fits around the upper portion of an arm or a leg. Doing that, then it partially restricts, but not totally occludes the blood flow going to the limb.
I thought it was gonna hurt, and it does kind of feel weird, but doesn't hurt or anything. I just didn't really know what to expect. Well, you put it on and then you have to lay down and let it calibrate, and it like gets tighter and tighter and tighter. And then after that, get in your position to do your workout, and then press the inflate button and it'll squeeze your leg or your arm.
What the research is telling us about training with blood flow restriction is that the buildup of the lactic acid and the metabolic stress that we're putting on these tissues helps you gain strength and muscle size, similar to that of training at high intensity.
Compared to like a normal workout, the burn comes like within the 3rd rep, and then the 30-second break in between, there's no like recovery.
Welcome back. Leading it off for Wesleyan is going to be Nick Coy here in the 6th. 11 Wildcats came to the plate there in the 5th. That first pitch is a strike from Connor Adams. Second one picked up by Gaff at 3rd. Beautiful backhand scoop there by Harold Wolf.
Good pick, baby.
For out number 1.
Attaboy, Harold. 1.25. Hey, keep working, Connor. Great job, Harry. Great job, baby.
That'll bring to the plate Parker Johnson.
Come on, Connor, right here, right here.
Johnson 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. He's got an RBI in this game as well.
Good. There it is. Hey, not bad, not bad.
That was a walk RBI. 1-0 is the count with 1 out. Ball off the handle, out of play. 1-1-1. Siena Heights baseball team did not look very strong. They finished in, I think, 9th place last year in the WAC. They're definitely not as good as Madonna, who finished 3rd place last year in the WAC. But that being said, I think they had about 12 pitchers pitch for them in the doubleheader. Every inning they were switching a new pitcher. Ronald Collins III had about the best outing for Siena Heights. I believe that was his name. Oh, folks, quick update. We're not having the doubleheader against Cornerstone. Tomorrow we play a 9-inning against Trine, and we'll still be taking on Lawrence Tech on Wednesday. So Johnson takes first on the walk. That'll bring up Lucas Gooden. Gooden, 1 for 4 with a run scored and 2 strikeouts for the left fielder. Gooden, just a freshman. They got 2 freshmen in the starting lineup here for Wesleyan. That's a good sign for Rich Benjamin. USF wearing the white button-ups. The Crossroads League logo on the left sleeve. Connor Adams gets him looking for out number 2.
Oh, boy! That was the coolest strikeout ever. That was sweet.
Yeah, we can tweet it. I captured it.
The old tripping strikeout. All right, cool.
It brings up Ethan English.
Come on, Connor.
That reminds me, folks, make sure to get at SF Cougars. We tweet all the highlights. And like USF Baseball Facebook fan page, where you can find all the highlights as well. A multitude, a plethora of good stuff. 2-0's the count. Parker Johnson at first.
Come on, Connor.
Adams, 2 strikeouts, coming in on relief of Caden Sully back in the 5th inning.
Hey, keep working, Connor. Come on.
That ball just gets down in front of Jack Harris.
Come on, Connor.
For Wesleyan's 11th hit of the game. Johnson will advance to second. That brings up Brady West, the big catcher. West, the lefty, at 5'10", 205. West has been outstanding in this game. 2 for 4 with a run scored. Drilling the ball to right field in his early ABs. Look at that cut.
Hey, baby, 2-4. Here we go. Here we go.
The swing and a miss.
Good job, Connor. Come on, kid. Keep attacking. Keep on the zone, kid. On the zone here.
The 0-1 to West. I'll miss upstairs. Brady West was an All-Crossroads League selection a year ago. One of the top catchers in the conference.
Attaboy, good kid. Right here, right here. Come on, Connor, keep working, kid. Right here, 2-4, right here, right here.
Jordan Wharton was also All-Crossroads League, along with Busby, Kyle Hall, John Young, and Caleb Elder. Wesleyan filling it up there on the All-Crossroads League team. They and Taylor. Ball into shallow left. Harris coming in, route number 3. We head to the bottom of the 6th.
We got a chip here.
9-1 Weston.
Thank you for supporting Summit City Sports. For the last several years, we've provided the Fort Wayne community and beyond with coverage of a variety of sports, thanks to our title sponsorship from Parkview Sports Medicine. Since we began in 2015, our annual budget has covered the cost of videographers and commentators to over 300 plus games each year. New equipment and maintenance of that equipment, along with increased broadcast rights fees from the IHSAA. This season, we're reaching out to friends, families, and local businesses for additional sponsorships and donations. You can help us grow and get coverage to your favorite team or sport. A Summit City Sports sponsorship or donation will help make that happen. We have the goal of bringing fans live stream games of every SAC game we cover. With the additional funds, we'd invest in mobile internet devices, allowing us to bring our supporters every SAC conference football and boys and girls basketball games live, as well as more coverage for sports like cross country, tennis, golf, swimming, wrestling, track and field, baseball, and softball. For more information on sponsorships or how to donate, visit summitcitysports.com.
Parkview Sports Medicine is an integrated sports medicine team.
I mean, I always had my family behind me, I always had my team behind me, but to have staff that wanted the best for me and to get me feeling better the quickest was really reassuring.
Parkview Sports Medicine.
Jack Harris leads it off for St. Francis.
Let's go. Come on, baby. Let's go, Jackie. Come on, kid. There you go. Hey, wasn't you? That's not you, babe. That's not you. Come on, 5. Let's go, kid. Come here, Jack. Got it. Hey, protect. Short enough. Keep approach. Hey, get short here, protect.
0-2 is the count to Harris.
Come on, Jackie, work. Come on, Jackie.
Harris goes down for the first out of the inning. It's going to bring up Tanner Gaff, who's 1 for 2 in this game. Had a single on his last day, B.
2-5. Hey, let's work, Gaff. Come on, Tanner. I'm 2-5. Cute approach.
First pitch will miss low and in.
Good take. Come on, Tanner. Let's go, 2-5. Come on, kid. Pull the pin. Come on, Gaff.
Second one's drilled foul.
Stay there, baby. Stay there. Coach.
One ball, one strike with 1 out.
Come on, Gaffer. Protect anything, Gaff, anything. Come on, 2-5, let's go, babe. See it down, see it. Come on, Gaff. Come on, Gaff. All right, Gaff. Come on down. There you go. Come on, 2-5.
1-2 now the count. Young, 90 pitches under his belt. Giving up 4 hits, 1 run, not earned, 10 strikeouts, 1 walk.
Good 2-5. Come on, back. More back this time, let's go.
All Crossroads League first team a year ago for Young. And he's only a junior. Gaff, I'll be backhanded and flipped over to Young. Good piece of fielding there by Caleb Ellett. Caleb Elder, route number 2.
Hey, come on, Brady Harris, let's go. Come on, Brady.
2 outs brings up Brady Harris. Harris, who reached on the E1 back in the 4th, struck out back in the 1st. Brady is 0 for 2 in this game. Down in this count, 0-2.
Come on, Brady. I'm ready. Up 2-0. Set it. What's the count? There you go. Here we go, Brady. Here we go. 2-1.
2-1 now your count. Harris going to look at that one low in the zone. There is an arm up in the Wesleyan bullpen. I believe it's number 45 for the Wildcats. So Harris going to draw the walk. 2 outs. Runner on board for Tony Bova.
Come on, Bob Scotia.
Number 45 would be Michael Fitch. Fitch only has .1 innings pitched under his belt, so be a good opportunity to get him a few more batters to face. First pitch is a swing and a miss for Bova.
Hey, come on, Bo. Come on, babe. Come on, Bo. Nice and easy here, kid. Come on, 1-2, barely missed. Here we go, Bo. Let it keep driving.
Hey, I agree. 0-2.
Let's be confident. Way to be confident. You're good, kid. You're good. Like your pitch here.
Bova goes down swinging. So we'll head to the top of the 7th. 9-1. Wesleyan on top.
I chose St. Francis because they made a promise that I would have real-world experience that I could take when I graduated, and they delivered on that promise. For me, the classroom only gets you so far, so they're setting you up with an internship. I had a mentor that they set me up with that was a CEO of a DuPont hospital in Fort Wayne. They offer degrees in accounting, business administration, risk management and insurance, marketing, and finance. You know, they just did a great job of the full circle of not only the education but also the experience.
Brooks steals it, tips it away to himself. He'll go to the hoop and slam it down.
They attack, they get a great shot.
Here he comes. And Lucas Cross. Shot hits the post. And the centering feed to Luke Gibson. Shot scores.
Rush comes. Oh, almost picked off by Ethan Hoover.
And the takedown.
Everything that I do can have an impact on somebody else.
You can dream any dream and you can chase any dream and you can have a chance to succeed at that dream.
We're here just a speck of time.
Given the opportunities to be selfless.
That's what God does with us.
Not forgetting how you got here and who helped you along the way.
What are you doing for others?
Those to whom much has been given, much is expected.
Welcome back. That's Caleb Elder, the first baseman.
Way to get ahead, Connor. Come on, Connor.
Where's number 26? That's Eater, excuse me, not Elder. I was wondering if I had that wrong.
Come on, Connor, let's go.
Copied it from the lineup card. Obviously got it wrong.
Find it here, Connor.
So Eater, who was all Crossroads League a year ago. Since 2000, North Carolina's won 3 national championships. Duke's won 3 national championships. And Villanova's won 2 out of the last 3 national championships. They're looking for their 3rd this year. We'll take on Purdue tonight. They're a 6 seed. Purdue's a 3. 3-2's the count. Villanova out of the Big East.
Come on, Connor.
We were talking about that on Thursday. Thought Notre Dame should have stayed in the Big East.
Come on, Connor, show up here, kid.
So Eater's at first.
Come on, Connor.
Brings the plate Stephen Busby. All Crossroads League last year, the right fielder. Takes that first pitch for a ball. Busby a year ago with a .299 batting average had 3 triples, 5 home runs, 32 RBI.
Hey, let's go, kid.
He did have 49 strikeouts, was 9 for 13 in stolen bases. 2-0's the count. Vollmer going to go talk with his battery mate, Connor Adams. It's been a good game behind the dish for Matt Vollmer. Trying to settle down his pitcher. Vollmer, one of the better defensive catchers in the CL.
Come on, Connor. Come on, Connor. Hey, let's go, Adams. Come on. Go, find it here. There it is. Pitch. There you go.
Paints the corner, 2-1's the count.
Come on, 2-4. Let's go. Come on, Connor. Get your grab ball, baby. You got it. Hey, baby.
Outside pitch is fouled against the backstop. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here in the top of the 7th.
Come on, Connor. Let's go, baby. Come on, Connor. Come on now. Let's go, 2-4.
Believe we're playing 2 7s today. Could be a 7 and a 9. Swing and a miss. For his 3rd strikeout of the game. For Connor Adams.
Hey, we got one now. Keep shoving. That was nasty, Connor.
Brings up Ty Thixton.
Yes, sir. Boy, good pitch. Hey, baby.
First pitch strike to Thixton. He's 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored and 2 RBI in this game.
Hey, you're good. Come on, Adams. Roll one, kid. Yeah, Adams. Yeah, Adams. Hey, baby! Yes, sir. You're way ahead here. Way ahead. Hey, way ahead now. Do yourself, Connor. Connor right here.
Connor already with 3 strikeouts in this game, looking for number 4. Swing and a miss. For Connor's 4th strikeout of the game. Adams has been looking good in relief. That brings up Jordan Wharton.
Let's go, Connor. Come on, kid. Finish it. Shove here, Connor. Come on.
Wharton 2 for 3 with a run scored and 2 RBI and a strikeout.
Put a work ahead, kid. There.
0-1's your count. To the shortstop, Wharton. Drills that ball into left. It's Wesleyan's 12th hit of the game. So their team batting average will definitely be on the rise. This is Nick Coy, the DH. Coy 1 for 3 with a run scored, 1 RBI, and 1 walk.
Got it. Matt, don't you dare.
Down 0-1.
Watch that turf, Connor. Hey, we need to get him some metal spikes. He's making me nervous. Those molded cleats, yeah. I'm getting nervous. I'm getting nervous. I mean, like, it's just like we just watch something. Come on, Connor. Come on, Connor.
Friday's makeup game. Versus Indiana Wesleyan. It's Gaff. Grabs it for out number 3. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Last chance here for the Cougs, down by 8.
I chose St. Francis because they made a promise that I would have real-world experience that I could take when I graduated, and they delivered on that promise. For me, the classroom only gets you so far, so they're setting you up with an internship. I had a mentor that they set me up with that was a CEO of a DuPont hospital in Fort Wayne. They offer degrees in accounting, business administration, risk management and insurance, marketing, and finance. You know, they just did a great job of the full circle of not only the education but also the experience.
Welcome back here in the bottom of the 7th. It's going to be David Miller to bat for Vollmer in the top of the order. Miller entering today with a 667 batting average, 2 hits, 2 runs scored in 3 at-bats. 0 walks, 1 strikeout, and he's 0 for 1 in stolen base attempts. The new pitcher is number 33. Jared Swenson, a junior. 6'2", 190 pounds from Hoffman Estates, Illinois. Went to Fremd High School.
Come on, David! Come on, baby!
Swanson. That first pitch will miss.
Come on, David! Come on, David, let's go, kid!
I guess they got a Swenson and a Swanson. Another one down low. Big strike zone there for David Miller, but he's up 2-0.
Come on, David Miller, let's go, baby! Come on, 2-9.
Backhanded by the shortstop. That throw is offline.
Hey! That's two.
That's a hit for Miller. The shortstop caught that ball on the run. Throw would have been in time. Now that might be a single in the air as Miller takes second. It's going to bring up Mikkel McCowan. Mick 0 for 2 in this game.
Come on, Mick. Come on, Mick.
Keep you guys up to date on the official ruling there for Miller. First pitch, strike.
Let's go, baby. Come on, McCown. Come on, Mick. Come on, McCown. Come on, Mick.
Nah, they're going to call that one an error on the shortstop. He was falling away from first on his back foot there, tried to throw out Miller at first. Still an E6. 1-2 your count.
Come on, 6. Let's go, kid.
9-12-3 for Wesleyan, 1-4-2 for St. Francis. McHale, sky high into left field for out number 1. Gooden fielding it cleanly. Brings up Tyler Prince for the Cougars.
Come on, Tyler, Prince. Come on, Tyler, Prince. Come on, Prince. Come on, Prince. Let's go, Prince. Wait, time.
So Swenson at 8.10 ERA entering today with 6.2 innings pitched under his belt. He's given up 6 runs, all earned, check swing.
Here we go, Prince. Do something here, kid.
8 hits, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. Opposing batters batting .308 against Swenson. That ball poked into right field. That's going to advance Miller to third. That's the 5th hit of the game here for St. Francis.
Hey, Ben, go ahead and get a helmet. Oh, yeah, Ben.
Oh, no, you can't. Hey, he's my DH. He's my DH.
Let's say help, come on, babe. Here you go, Harry.
Hey, just keep your helmet on.
Okay. Come on, Harry, right here. Come on, kid. Come on, Harold. Oh, no. Nice and easy here. Here you go, Harry. Nice and simple.
So with 1 out, runners at the corners, it's Harold Wolf. 0 for 3 in this game with 3 strikeouts.
Come on, Harold.
First pitch, swing and a miss. 0-1 your count. Prince is definitely a threat to steal second.
Come on, Harry.
Not so much in this situation, but on the season. Wolf drills that one into left center. That'll score David Miller for the 2nd run of the game, an RBI single by Harold Wolf.
Good job, Harold. Way to trust yourself. Oh, yeah.
Looks like we got a new pitcher coming in. We'll be right back with the details.
First time I've been able to do this kind of more complete understanding or view of your body. One of the things that's really important about this is that it's kind of legitimizing us as athletes.
Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
My grandpa taught me years ago, do business with people you know and who know you. That's why I joined Fort Financial Credit Union. Their staff knows I'm busy at college. They set me up with a checking account, a debit card, and an auto loan. With the Fort's mobile app, I can check balances, transfer money, and make my car payment. My grandparents loved doing business with the Fort, and I do too. My future, my family, my Fort.
Parkview Sports Medicine is an integrated sports medicine team. We're treating injuries when and where they happen and working to prevent them before they do. We believe the best care is coordinated care, helping ensure you get the individualized services you need every step of the way, offering innovative treatment techniques to get you or the athlete you love back in play. Reaching higher, pushing further. Parkview Sports Medicine. Game on.
At the plate here, it's Noah Frymuth. And on the bump, number 29 for Wesleyan, Josiah Koenig. So the first pitch is drilled to left field and gone. 3-run home run for Noah Frymuth as he clears the bases. For Frymuth, his second home run of the season. Big jack there by Noah, scoring Prince and Wolf.
Come on, Jackie.
Brings up Jack Harris. First pitch, a strike to Jack.
Let's go, fellas. Let's keep rolling with one. Here we go. Let's keep rolling with one. There's no reason we can't. Come on, keep it up, keep it up. Get energy up. Come on, let's keep it rolling, keep it rolling. Come on, Jackie, let's go, kid.
So Harris follows it up with a single right up the gut.
Good approach. Good boy. Atta baby, Jackie. Come on, Tanner. Come on, Tanner. Keep it going. Come on, Tanner, let's go, kid.
Back hits here for the Cougs brings up Tanner Gaff. Gaff 1 for 3 in this game. Cougars now 5 runs on 8 hits.
Break it up. Get there, hard. See.
Gets him, and that will do it on the double play ball. Wesleyan takes game number 1 of today's double header, 9-5. Folks, we're going to shut down this broadcast. We'll be back with you for game number 2 in about 30 minutes.